Welcome back to Coin Shop Confessionals, the only place where logic goes to take a nap, where common sense gets kidnapped in broad daylight, and where I lose a measurable chunk of my lifespan every time someone walks in saying, "My coin app says this is worth a fortune." Because today, we are diving into one of the most persistent delusions in modern numismatics, coin apps, and the lie everyone desperately wants to believe. But first, this video is sponsored by Google University, the only institution where you can earn a PhD in wrong in under 12 seconds. You know Google University, you've met its graduates. They walk into coin shops every day. They major in I skimmed the first result, and they minor in I didn't read the part where it said not valuable. Their thesis is always titled the same. But Google University offers a wide range of programs, including misinterpreting mintage numbers, believing every bicentennial quarter is rare, thinking sold distance means my coin is worth that, and the advanced courses, arguing with professionals who actually know things. Enrollment is free, confidence is instant, and accuracy is non-existent. Google University, because why learn something when you can just assume it? Comes with a 100% no money back guarantee, just like real life. Another proud disaster from Zero Consequences, LLC. Okie dokie, now we got that out of the way. Coin apps are everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, your aunt's group chat, your cousin's I'm an entrepreneur now page where he sells MLM vitamins and motivational failures. These apps get shoved at you like you're the unreasonable one for not trusting a phone app with the processing power of a microwave potato and the IQ of a wet sock. Let's get this out of the way. Coin apps do not work the way people think they do. They cannot grade, they cannot authenticate, they cannot detect counterfeits, and they cannot give real values. They do one thing and one thing only. They compare your photo to other photos. Yeah, imagine that. That's it. That's their whole thing. And that is where the entire fantasy collapses like a folding chair under a tax season stressed IRS auditor who just found out their ex remarried someone with a boat. You see, when you take a photo and you compare it to other photos, that's all you're comparing. Right now, do this. Grab the largest coin you own. Take a normal photo. No app. Then move the light slightly. Tilt the coin just a bit. Take a second photo. Run both photos through the app. You'll get two different answers. Why? Because a tiny shift in the lighting, a tiny shift in angle, or a tiny shift in the shadows changes what the camera sees. And if the camera sees something different, guess what? Your app sees something different as well. These apps aren't analyzing the coin, they're analyzing the photo of the coin. And photos lie harder than a Craigslist seller insisting that a couch just needs a wipe down while it looks like it survived a raccoon and a custody battle. Now, here's the cleaning test that destroys this myth. Now, granted, yes, you're not supposed to clean a coin, but just use common pocket change. And I want you to take that same coin and lightly scrub it with a soft toothbrush. Make it shiny. Add it dry. Take another photo. Run it through the app again. One photo is going to say mint state condition. The other, cleaned. Why? Because one angle hides the scratches, the other exposes them, and the app can't tell luster from glare. It can't tell cleaning from reflection. It's not grading the coin, it's grading the lighting. This thing has the emotional stability of a raccoon on Red Bull and the judgment of a toddler with a permanent marker. Coin apps cannot detect a good counterfeit either. You see, if a fake looks close enough to fool a camera, the app will call it real, assign it a grade, assign it a value, and then send you marching into a coin shop ready to argue like you're the auditioning for a courtroom drama. Meanwhile, a trained dealer can spot tool marks, wrong relief, wrong metal, wrong weight, wrong strike, wrong surface textures, wrong characteristics in seconds. Because we are looking at the coin, not a blurry JPEG taken under a kitchen light bulb older than the Louisiana Purchase. Coin apps also cannot give real values, okay? They can't grade. They can't authenticate. They cannot detect cleaning. They cannot detect counterfeits. They cannot identify subtle varieties. They can't see luster. They can't see hairlines. They can't rotate the coin under light, and they can't use a loupe. They also cannot compare it to known genuine examples. Value comes from authentication and grading, not before. Apps skip the most important steps like a kid skipping out on chores, man. And then there's the biggest lie of all. I haven't had to work since I started using this app. No, just no. You're lying. Just full stop. If coins were that easy to make money on, every coin dealer in the world would be filthy rich. We wouldn't be standing behind a counter explaining for the 1200th time this week why your 1943 steel penny isn't worth the GDP of a small island nation. We would be on a beach somewhere, drinking something with an umbrella in it, arguing swimming rights with dolphins. I'm not standing here explaining this again. Yet, here we are. Now, why coin apps will never replace dealers? And this is the part nobody wants to hear, especially the TikTok experts who think scanning a penny makes them a professional. Coin apps will never replace dealers. Not even close. Because coin dealers do something the apps physically cannot do. We use our eyes, our hands, our experience, and our brains, all at the same time. Imagine that. Meanwhile, the app over here is overheating because you took a picture in portrait mode. You see, dealers see what the cameras can't. A camera sees glare, shadows, reflections, distortions. A dealer sees luster breaks, hairlines, dye polish, strike weaknesses, metal flow, and counterfeit tells. You cannot teach an app to do all of that with 2 JPEGs and a motivational quote. Dealers don't just look, they handle the coin. Apps cannot tilt the coin. They can't rotate it. They can't feel the weight. They can't check the edge. They can't even test it with a magnet. They cannot compare it to a known genuine example. A dealer can do all of that in seconds. The app can barely handle a fingerprint without having a panic attack. And dealers know context. Apps don't. A dealer knows the market, the trends, the demand, the population reports, the auction history. The app knows this kind of looks like that other picture over there. That's it. That's its whole resume. Dealers know when a coin is worth grading. The app will tell you, this coin is worth $12,000. A dealer will look at it and say, yeah, it's worth like $1.20. And the dealer is going to be the one that's right. The app is basically a hype man for bad decisions. Dealers know when a coin is fake. Apps don't. A good counterfeit can fool cameras, apps, beginners, TikTok. It's not going to fool a dealer. We've seen more fakes than reality TV casting directors. Dealers also know the hobby. Apps know the algorithm. Dealers care about accuracy. Apps care about engagement. One is a professional. The other is a dopamine slot machine wearing a lab coat. Dealers have accountability. Apps don't. If a dealer is wrong, we lose money. We lose reputation. If an app is wrong, it shrugs, blames the lighting like a teenager blaming a textbook for a bad report card. And here's the final truth of it. Coin apps are not the future. They're not replacing dealers. They're not replacing grading your coins. They're not going to authenticate anything. And they're not going to give you real values. They are a photo comparison toy dressed up like a professional. They are a side hustler in a slick suit behind a Waffle House at 3 a.m. asking if you want to buy a watch. And the people who trust them the most are the ones who lose the most money.